everybody in this community that knew Jarvis Jenkins from when he was here, and saw him when he came to Clemson, and saw him graduate, saw him develop and mature and into the man that he is now. Same thing with Nuke Hawkins. I mean, they've been, Nuke Hawkins has been a legend around here. Heck, I heard of him when I first moved here. He's and to see the progress that he's made, the success that he's been having. Look at Deshaun Williams. Look at how he's come in there, and these guys are doing what they're supposed to do, and they're developing into good young men. And I think our program deserves a lot of credit for that. All the people involved in the program, and so I think there's a good trust factor. And those guys, they realize that hey, they're blessed because of where they're born. They don't have to go a million miles to be a part of a championship program, a program that's going to graduate them, a program that's going to prepare them for life, a program that they can go have some fun at and enjoy college, and then a program they can be a champion at. I think that's what they're seeing, and not just those guys over there, but all the guys that are interested in Clemson. But it's great when you got a place locally. Coach Rob and his staff, they do a tremendous job over there. And when we get a guy from Daniel High School, he's ready. And they, the last ones we've had have come in here and have not just played, have made a solid impact for us.
Now that you've been on the road with him and done some in-homes, what's your opinion of Brent Venables, the recruiter?
Oh, he's great. He's great. He's just a tremendous fit in every regard. Football, recruiting, personalities, chemistry. Marion Cheese, Dan, that whole dynamic. I mean, just really, really, a great fit. I'm excited about getting out on the field with all those guys. He brings a freshness. He's got a lot of experience with some different things, and I'm excited about getting out in the off season with him and watching him engage with our players. And that's one thing I love, as a guy who's coached. And I always took a lot of pride in my segment, in developing relationships with those guys and trying to impact their lives. And that's just how I try to coach the team now. I just try to coach the team just like it's a segment. It's a little harder to do, but that's the way I try to do it. But to see him, how he's already engaged with the defense, with the linebackers, and starting to develop those relationships and build that trust, that's exciting to me. So just really, again, happy to have Brent as a part of our family.
Talked about Shaq and maybe he coming in and contributing next year, but how about on the other side with Nathan?
Well, those guys have opportunity. Y'all know our depth chart probably better than me, to be honest with you. We don't have many bodies there at the end position. We feel good about Corey. Obviously, feel really good about Malachi. Where we go from there is going to be a fun journey. So any of those guys will have an opportunity. I'm excited that we got Dodd here right now, as we can, between him and Rod, figure out what the buyers and figure out what the best spot for them to be in this spring. So there'll be a lot of experimenting. Vic Beasley's the guy that's got to really have a great spring for us, and I'm anxious to see him really get the opportunity to show what he can do. He's kind of spent last year kind of grooming and learning, but now it's time to take the training wheels off and let's go. So great opportunity at the end position, not just this year, but for next year as we go recruit 2013.
Could you talk about recruiting two sport guys and if sharing with baseball different than sharing with track?
Yeah, baseball and track are a little different, but still some similar dynamics that you got to manage. But I think it's a lot easier to do it with a defensive tackle. It's harder with your quarterback because you can't even practice without your quarterback. You got to manage a lot more things when it's your quarterback. But a defensive tackle, that'll be a lot easier. And I think that's one of the main reasons that DJ chose to come here was because of the success, the track record that we have, Jack and I, in working together. I love Jack and I love baseball, and he's a football coach coaching baseball. He's my kind of guy, and so we work great together. He was a tremendous help in this process. in helping to get DJ here. Because DJ he's not just interested in playing baseball. He's passionate about football and baseball. You know, it's a 300 and something pound athlete. And what I like about DJ is the fact that here's a big guy that's not looking for the couch when the season's over. This guy rolls, I mean, the next day right into basketball. And he's a productive player. And then the next day he rolls right into baseball. And he's balancing all three of those things in between the seasons. And he's a very good student and high character. So you give me a guy that loves to compete, like obviously he does, and has some athleticism and some pride to him and high character, man, you take as many of them guys as you can. As far as baseball goes, it's like when I recruited Kyle, I thought he was a decent player. Who knew what was going to happen? Who knows what will happen with DJ? But I'm excited to see him. I mean, if nothing else, I want to see a 300-pounder come off the mound, throwing 93. I mean, that would be fun to go watch right there. Just to get him in a uniform and make him walk out there first would be great. He's got a big stick, and he's just a raw player in both sports, but he has a lot of talent and a lot of upside. And he's coming to a place where he's going to get coached up, he's going to get pushed, he's going to get challenged. He has an opportunity to go to a BCS Bowl, and he has an opportunity to go to Omaha. And what a unique opportunity. And there's not many programs out there that can say they've done that. And Kyle Parker is a guy that took his team to a division title and then also to a World Series appearance. And hopefully we'll have the same type of success with DJ.
Anything new with Bellamy, and will he go through the winter, the all-in?
Right now, yeah. I mean, he's kind of, it's a daily deal. We have a plan in place, and he's got a decision to make every day. And as long as he makes the right decisions, absolutely, he'll be with us. If he doesn't, he won't. So that's really kind of where it is, and hopefully he's will continue to grow and do the right things and keep maturing, so that he can be out there with us.
You talked about 17 of the 20 kids were committed before football season and they stayed with you. What does that say about their character, keeping their word in a day and age where you got all this hoopla around signing day?
Well, it's great. It's everything, and that's why nobody can take a commitment but me, because I have the same conversation with every single one of them. Because to be honest with you, I try to talk them out of committing. I try to talk them out of it because it's not worth me getting mad. It's not worth them getting mad. Then we don't like each other. Let's just, hey, here's what it means to me. Here's what it means to you. And if we can agree upon that, great. If not, then let's just keep recruiting. So I'm thankful that we've all been on the same page, and guys have stuck to their word. And it's like last year's signing class. The guy that we had the least drama with was Sammy Watkins. All we got from him was a fax that morning. Oh, Sammy Watkins just signed with Clemson. It was just no big deal. I love guys like that, to be honest with you. Knew what he wanted to do and was solid. His recruiting process was, he's the most low maintenance great player I've ever recruited. I still remember trying to talk to him and tell him, I got my A game ready. I'm ready to really talk to him about Clemson. I'm like, what do you think about Clemson? Oh, I like it, Coach. That's where I'm coming. Well, now, hang on now. Let's talk about this. That's kind of, that's the way it was, really. Just that simple. And then he just never flinched, focused, and, heck, he counseled me through a difficult season that year. I will be all right, Coach. Don't worry. We'll be all right. You taking no calls? Oh, no, Coach. I don't talk to nobody. I love guys like that. And, I think that's one of the reasons that he's been able to have the early success, because he has a tremendous, talented, but he has a tremendous focus to it. And he's not been a distracted guy or anything like that. Hopefully that'll continue. But it's awesome in this day and age. You sign a top 10 class. It's not like we just went out and signed a bunch of Joe Schmoes. We signed a top 10 class that a lot of people wanted, and 17 of them were Clemson Tigers before we even started playing this year. That's awesome to me, and I think it speaks volumes for the type of young men that they are. And then to get 8 of them in at mid-year, obviously they got to be pretty good students to be able to do that.
Coach, you're gonna have a special clinic for the 2 New Yorkers coming to the South?
Yeah, I got one from Buffalo and one from Brooklyn, so they'll be fun. I had a great trip up to Buffalo. I'd never been to Buffalo, and that was a lot of fun, and I got to go see the Niagara Falls. I'd never seen that, so that was pretty cool for me. Chad took me over there, and listen, from Alabama. I mean, and when we got there, he goes, "Oh, and by the way, that's Ontario, Canada," and that just freaked me out. I mean, I'm like, I just another country right there. You're looking at it, and that you can just drive to. So it was a fun experience going up there and checking out a different part of the world. And of course, I called Spiller a few times while I was up there, and had some interesting conversations with him about the area in Buffalo. And he wasn't there though. He was back in Florida.
How does it feel to you? You said something about being the ACC champion, returning, defending, and it hasn't been said around here for a long time.
No, it's great. You evaluate the season, and sometimes we look at what we didn't do because we're all competitive. But when you step back from it, we again got over some huge hurdles, and not only did we win the championship, we set a school record, for wins versus ranked teams, and it was third in the nation. So it's not like we did something that was easy to do. And we'll be able to draw from that experience. We're in the process of ordering our rings right now, and we got 42 freshmen that are going to put rings on.